Gentlemen, Odm party has been a huge party in the country, and actually since 2005, it has been dictating on what is happening in the Kenyan politics. Raila Amolo Odinga has been leading this team ever since, and actually that is the reason as to why the Odm party has been vibrant all along. It is among the most surviving parties in the country because we've had huge and major parties in the country, and most of them have died. But because of the leadership of Raila Amolo Odinga, Odm party has been sustaining the waves of failure. Now, Raila Amolo Odinga decided to join the AU, where he went for the AU chairmanship seat, and actually yesterday submitted the papers officially. But before then, there was a problem now after Raila Amolo Odinga, who takes over the leadership of the Odm party. During that time, there were two deputy party leaders, that is Ali Hassan Joho and of course Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. Now, surprisingly, the two, after Raila Amolo Odinga's deal with William Ruto, the two party leaders, the minority leader and also the chairman of ODM party, were now nominated to join the William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza cabinet. And actually, the nominees are yet to be vetted, but they are likely to join government. Now, ODM has been left hollow, which means there's no leadership as such. Now, we have young leaders, vibrant, and even women in leadership in ODM party who are now yearning and becoming ready to take over the roles of the ODM party. Now, in this video here, I want to look at who is likely to take the ODM party and also the kinds of impact it can bring as a result of this scramble for ODM leadership. Now, before I dissect on that topic, kindly if this is the first time you're watching our videos, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Let me dive into the topic directly. Now, the first person I want to look at here, finally, first of all, the first person here, people have been talking about the minority seat in parliament. And the minority seat, there are two names that have been coming up in this, who are scrambling for this seat. The first person, which is Millie Odhiambo. Millie Odhiambo is now the third time member of parliament, and actually she has been vibrant and also very loyal to Raila Amolo Odinga and the ODM party at large. Most of the women and even young men and women look up to her the way she does her politics in the country. There are so many leaders, particularly the women's side, who have come from other parties, actually even those in leadership right now, the Kenya Kwanza government, who say that Millie Odhiambo inspires them greatly. Now, Millie Odhiambo has geared towards becoming the minority leader of the National Assembly, a seat that was occupied by Opiyo Wandayi, who was nominated to go and head the energy docket as a cabinet secretary. Now, with Millie Odhiambo, she's from the Suba community, and as a result now, it is a seat that actually, it was also a region that was holding as a chairmanship of the party. Now, so Millie Odhiambo qualifies to become a chairman as well as the minority leader. But on this video here, I want to look at I want to compare her and the Anthony Kibagendi, an MP from Gusii region. Now, Anthony Kibagendi is also, I think, the first time MP, and he wants to become a member of parliament, a minority leader in the National Assembly, and he has also been warming up towards beating Millie Odhiambo on this particular seat. Now, what is going to happen for ODM? The two are supposed to become chairman because there's no problem, there's no reason as to why it should be hollow. It has to be hollow. It has to be filled. That vacancy of being a minority leader or chairman has to be chairperson has to be filled by someone from ODM. But the two of them, actually, Anthony Kibagendi is gearing towards the minority leader as well as what Millie Odhiambo, who also wants to become the minority leader. Now, according to you, I want to say that according to you, who do you think is going to be the ODM minority leader? Who is best fitted to do that? According to my opinion, based on the number of times that Millie Odhiambo has been in power, she's likely to become the minority leader. Why? Because of her vast experience she has had in parliament and the kind of articulation she has been making in parliament and the way she has been going against some of the things that have been raised by the government that are not okay with the ODM party. So therefore, her vocal ability and then her interaction between her and the opposition, and the MPs of the opposition are huge. So that means I feel personally she's the most qualified. But in terms of regions now, we want to see whether ODM party is going to balance between regional leadership of ODM, because we are having the previous leadership had most of these leaders come from the Luo Nyanza. So we want to see whether they are shifting it towards Kisii. If you check very clearly, we had Mbadi as the chairman. Then Arati was brought in as the vice chairman. According to me, it was not a fair form of calculation because Arati is above Mbadi by far because he's the cabinet. Mbadi was just a nominated member of parliament, while Mbadi was a nominated member of parliament, while Arati was a governor, and he actually served as two-term member of parliament, and he was also a nominated councillor towards the Nairobi City Council. So that means he had vast experience to lead the party. But ODM preferred now to neutralize by bringing him as a vice chairperson. That was not okay. Now, at this rate here, it has been presented very well that Arati can become a chairman. He can also become a party leader. He can also proceed to go ahead. But considering the role that these people can play in a party, then I feel strongly that Arati is above them. So then, who is likely to take up the minority and the chairmanship? For me, from my side, I feel it is likely that because Arati is already the vice chair, this person might be shifted to become the party leader. And then they're going to be Anthony Kibageni taking up the chairmanship role, and then minority leader going to be the Millie Odhiambo, the lady who has been very vocal in the National Assembly. Okay, now there are many others who can take up these seats. We have Babu Wino, who has been there, who can also become a minority leader. We have also other leaders like Onyonka. We have also other leaders like Ledamo Lekina, who are also getting to become the top leaders in ODM. But now, in the National Assembly, I feel Millie Odhiambo is top of all these. And of course, the party leadership, we are going to have maybe Arati coming in and many other leaders, like even Onyonka himself. He qualifies very well. But now, there are things that ODM has to be careful when it comes to selecting the leaders that are going to take up. What are these things? The first one, I feel that ODM has to be very careful not to brand ODM to be a tribal party. It has to be given the national outlook because it's a huge party dominating in the minority side and actually in the opposition. Therefore, it has to ensure that it has maintained its brand of being a national party. What do I mean by that? Most of the leaders should not come from the Luo Nyanza. Some of them now should shift to even the coast region. You'll have some of them come from the northeastern, so at least they can maintain that national aspect of the party. Another thing they have to maintain is that ODM has to be democratic. Let people not be elected against the wishes of the people. It has to consider closely that the people of the party have to give instructions and have to give an okay to who should be the party leader, why, or even who should occupy any other seat. Therefore, there should be elections being held across. And that's why I feel strongly that ODM has to ensure it is democratic so that it is not branded as a dictatorial party. Another thing I want to say here is the youthful aspect of the ODM people. ODM has very young and vibrant leaders, Babu Wino, Ledamo Lekina, Anthony Kibagendi, and many others that have come up and really getting towards becoming leaders in that party. This is the chance to see their efforts, to recognize and appreciate their effort they have been making for the party. Therefore, they need to be entrusted these roles. So therefore, as they are going to appoint, nominate, or even elect some of these leaders, I feel strongly that ODM must consider this youthful aspect and integrate them, because if they're left to live, these are the soldiers of the party, and if they're left not accounted for, particularly not given the leadership, most likely some of them are going to quit and form other parties, and that will affect the party's stability. Another thing I want to talk about, it is the falling of the party after the exit of Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga has been the key person of the party and actually has been the reason as to why the party has been strong. His existence in politics for a long time now makes most people feel like Raila Amolo Odinga is the party. Therefore, this is the time the ODM party to stand above and ensure that Raila does not fall with the party, does not go home with the party. Therefore, they have to be very keen as they are going to select new party leaders, new chairpersons, new minority leader, at least to ensure that they have maintained the strength of the party across the country. Another thing they have to take care of, it is the government effect. The government can bring down such parties. UDA can ensure that ODM is done and that when Raila goes home in 2027, it goes with him. And therefore, they have to be very careful to ensure that they have maintained the strength of the party, because if they allow infiltration from UDA or William Ruto himself, probably the party will fall. And if it does fall, that means most of the members of parliament of ODM party might lose their seats because the brand of ODM is no longer there. Lastly, the people of Luo Nyanza. It is an aspect that most of them have to continue. There are most of the Luo Nyanza leaders who have been elected because of the ODM party, first of all, because of Raila Amolo Odinga. Therefore, in this leadership, some of them, they have now a chance to show how good they are, how best they can deliver. And this is the time for them now to prepare themselves well, take up the leadership and show that they can do even without Raila Amolo Odinga. That is my video there and there. If there's something you feel that the ODM party should consider in the leadership, kindly make sure that you drop it on our comment section so that we can always see your feedback. Thank you so much. See you next time. My name is Abel Mukwa.